Hey guys, welcome back. It's time for another Blake video. I know it's been too long. I know people are freaking out. They're like, Rattle, how are we going to get to part 69 when you're not even making any more parts? What is going on here? Well, there's kind of a lack of things going on. There's a little bit of well, I guess not a little bit of, there's a huge lack of transparency on the whatnot end. And I know you guys have been craving it. Everyone's been saying, man, I wish Blake and the Blakers were still opening packs. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do our own little bounty here. You guys are whatever amount of money you'd like to light on fire, go ahead and do so. As you're watching this, we got Vivid Voltage. We're gonna do this SNE style. I know you guys miss SNE. You missed the shady business. You missed the stuff going off camera. You missed the packs coming back on camera. Not even having the same art. You missed this little thing that she did where she would like hold the bottom of the pack and go, oh, that is definitely not open on the bottom. All right, guys. So, what are we going for here? Fire till you retire, or lemons till you scammins? I didn't think up a rhyme for that beforehand. And what is the best rhyme for lemons? Regardless, let's open this up. Yeah, what are you gonna win? You guys, if there is a matching color of any of these cards here, you're gonna win the stuff that's going to flash on screen here briefly that I haven't seen before the time of making this, but this is what you win. Now, let's open this, not from the bottom. We don't want anyone to know. Oh my goodness, it's a fire energy already. Our odds are improving. So what we need here, we need energies to match. Definitely not rigged. Definitely. Oh my, we got something shiny in the back there. That's a good sign. Oh crap. Oh no. Are we're gonna go through every single energy? I sure hope not. I have actual content in this video. This is we got to pull a little gag here beforehand. Yes, that is every type of energy. And is that none other than the Blake Auto? And I know what you're thinking. No, this was not signed by a 3-year-old. This is Blake's actual autograph. Okay, so now that we have our bounty fix, you guys, you know, you don't even have to file a report in order to get your money back, because no one's allowed to spend money on any of that stuff. No more of that. All right, Whatnot's original statement. Let's go back. We got to look at a little update here, a little what's going on. The lack of transparency, again, very real. And we're going to look at why that might be. We're going to look at the statements here. We're going back all the way to the initial statement that Whatnot put out that says, we really appreciate the community's commitment to reporting trust and safety issues. Our priority is ensuring a fair and honest experience for customers and upholding our community guidelines. After a comprehensive investigation into blakesbreaks' operations, we have decided to permanently remove the seller from our platform, including the individual employees involved in misconduct. So this is just a wrong statement, because they didn't remove all the employees, the contracted employees, the employees that were involved, the employees that were doing the same thing. So if they saw that, yes, that is a violation, we have people doing stupid energy games, much like the one at the start of this video, where you can't win. It's rigged. It is either mappable or the packs are just straight up open. Why is it that not every single one of the people involved with that, all the people so hands-on that there's absolutely no way that they don't know what's going on there? In my opinion, again, this video, all of my videos, my opinion, there might be some gags in there. Maybe they're not funny. Maybe they are funny, but this is what we're dealing with here. Now, the biggest issue with this, and the, I guess, mainstream, any media, all media, the media is absolutely lazy. They are the laziest people on the planet, and they will copy and paste whatever they need to copy and paste. They'll call it a quotation, they'll call it whatever they need to call it, in order to do as little work as possible, to know as little as possible about what they're writing about, to get as many clicks as possible, so that some ads can run and they can get a paycheck and or get clicks and, you know, get you know, impress their bosses. So the biggest issue I have with this statement here is the fact that they say right here on August 4th, we have refunded all buyers impacted by the infractions. No, you didn't. You still are. You still are to this day refunding buyers. I don't know why they decided to say this, to make themselves look good, so that the media can just copy paste this dumb shit, and then people just, oh, well, everyone got refunded. That's cool. And then in the same statement, you say, if you believe you were affected by an incident on his streams, please submit the details here and we will investigate. So did you or did you not refund everyone affected? Because it sounds like you didn't. It sounds like you still haven't. Maggie is refunded in full. Congratulations, Maggie. I'm very glad to see that happen. That was one that we were definitely tracking. We got some more. on the way. Some more on the way here. We have some messages. We have some sick, nasty emails, correspondences between Tim and Whatnot support here. And they say, I have gone and refunded your orders from your reported in this ticket fully. If there are any other streams or orders you would like us to investigate, please complete the original form we send out, and we'd be happy to review these submissions. Additionally, again, this should have just been like a blanket thing. There's a ton of stuff that you're not going to be able to necessarily catch. Are they actually going through? Does Whatnot even have all this footage? Did they save this? Did they archive it like they should be? Because they have to be. Why is it on the customer here when you have a clear instance and one that you even admit to where there's fraud going on, and you don't just blanket refund everyone that's ever purchased from them? That would have been the best course of action here, the honest course of action. Is it a lot of money? Yeah, it is. Is it still a lot of money with the people that you're refunding when you decide whether you refund them or not? Yeah, it's still a lot of money. But do the right thing. Show people that they should trust you and that you're not going to just bone them when they get scammed on your platform. Additionally, I see you have outstanding cards with the seller out for PSA grading. I have included a list of these cards below. The three first of these cards, Triplet Beat, have been shipped and should be arriving soon. The rest of these cards are still with PSA, and we are working to get these cards to the buyers as fast as we can. Though given the backlog of the cards at PSA, this may take some time. Yeah, so this is the usual, I guess, scenario that you're going to run into when you have some weird stuff going on. When you have middlemen that just poof and there's cards at PSA, it creates a whole lot of issues. It creates a whole lot of backlog. It's a huge pain in the butt. This is why I'm just like, guys, please open your own cards. Submit your own cards for grading if you want to grade cards. Do it yourself. The less hands. Have less hands on your stuff. And you'll have a better time. I promise you. It might sound like more hands on your junk is a good thing, but it's not. As little hands as possible. Maybe even keep to your own hands. All right, so we have just massive refunds, more refunds, sick nasty. We have, at this point in time, with the screenshot, $8,000 in refunds. Holy sweet baby supreme. I guess this is before the $8,000 in refunds. But, or maybe that's with another total that was on there. A lot of money. A ton of money. Now, I've had many people send this to me. Many people are like, what the hell? Whatnot is not doing anything anymore for us. So it's bad enough that you put a time limit and a requirement for people to submit tickets in order to get refunds from stuff when you do not show the actual footage, or you don't have access to the footage, or they don't have access to the footage. The public doesn't have access to the footage, and whether or not Whatnot does is a whole question. I don't know how long it takes before they decide to delete things, but this is one of those scenarios where you, Whatnot, ran commercials with this fucker on the commercial. He was very much part of Whatnot. Whether or not he owned shares in it, whether or not he got back pats, whether or not he got free promotion, whether or not he was part of big events where free crap was given out and free crap was opened by him, whether or not he got special pats and ball rubs in between shows, none of that matters. The fact is, you prompt this guy up, you put him on a pedestal, you had him selling stuff to people, him and his wiener baby supremes ripped everyone off, allegedly. Well, I guess not allegedly, according to Whatnot. They say that it did happen, and they've refunded thousands and thousands of dollars. So clearly they think that that Blake did something wrong here. The Blakers. I mean, we have video evidence of open packs and swapperinos and everything else. We have the energy, the match, the energy, the guess, the energy, where, yes, they are. And they are definitely exploiting the fact that these are mappable packs. Most people don't know that, but here's the issue. So the first statement, problematic because you said you refunded everyone. Absolute lie. Whether or not that was just poor wording, you would think if you put out a company statement like that you would word it properly. So you would think that it was intentional. The putting it on the people that were scammed, who might not be on Whatnot anymore. Maybe they just had a bad experience and never checked back, and never watched my videos, and never saw your one tweet that you put out instead of contact every. You should probably have. I'm sure they have plenty of contact information and should have contacted anyone and everyone that ever purchased from Blake. At bare minimum, I think they should have just blanket refunded every single transaction that ever happened through the Blake channels. But that's just me. Maybe I'm too honest. Maybe that's why I don't have a wiener baby platform like Whatnot. But this statement here, this just takes the cake. So I will say there's still refunds happening before, during, and after this statement was given out. Who is sending this out? Who approved this to go out? It's another lie. What do they say here? We have, hey there, at this time, we have refunded all eligible orders for buyers who have submitted the form. We have fully refunded all your partially refunded shipments. We issued a one-time extension to our refund policy in this incident, but please remember that you must reach out to us within 7 days after order delivery for TCG purchases, or 30 days after order date, whichever comes first, for any future order issues. We apologize again for any inconvenience this situation has caused. You caused this situation. Craig caused this situation. Whatnot caused this situation for letting it go on. The fact that Trust and Safety did absolutely nothing because Craig just stuck it up his ass and he's like, oh, I didn't see any reports here, guys. There's definitely nothing going on. But this is just a straight up lie. You were refunding stuff after you were sending this out to people. You're full of shit. People still don't have their cards. People still don't have all their refunds. What the hell are you doing, Whatnot? Be transparent. Fix the issue. If you want people to trust you, I don't know how anyone impacted by this or anyone that even knows remotely about this stuff is using the platform at this point. Like, thank goodness some people are getting refunds, but the fact that like, and a ton of people had struggles with like, oh, they filled out the form and it's months ago. No, there's no timeline. There's no like, oh, make sure if you get scammed, it's within 30 days so that we can make it right. No. You allowed fraud to take place on your platform. Own it. Fix it. I don't give a shit if it's 3 years ago. I don't care if it's 2 years ago. I don't care if it's before Whatnot was even a thing, but somehow someone time traveled and brought the app with them on their phone that also time traveled. I don't give a shit. You're responsible for it. That's why you exist. Otherwise, it would just be the razzle dazzle mixwazzles that are going on Facebook. And you did it to yourself, Whatnot, when you bring in this stupid gambling crap because nothing will sell. And people, the only way people can make money is to use the Whatnot online casino. That's where you run into issues. When you don't vet your sellers. Because you just want to make as many commission payments as possible. Voila. When you have best buddy Craig and Blake running the show. And you have Blake who was allegedly ripping people off before he even, when he was making an NFL salary. This dude was screwing around, allegedly, with mystery boxes. He would save the biggest ones to the end. So he was looking to exploit from the very beginning, according to everything I've ever seen, according to everything that the Whatnot Trust and Safety should have seen, according to everything that Blake and Craig would have seen. Craig got all the reports. Craig, again, according to everyone that I've talked to, that was internal, external, that filed the reports, that saw the reports, is saying that Craig swept them under the rug and said, oh no, no big deal. And we've seen it. We've seen it in person because we had Blake shove a hollow off to the side on a live stream. And Craig tells the chat, the people in chat that are upset about that he took it off camera, that to not be silly or some stupid crap like that. No, it's not silly. It's the rules. It doesn't matter if you're Blake. You can't steal from people. You can't take stuff off camera. What the hell? You can only hide so much. I get it. It's the same thing with the grading companies. It doesn't matter who they're working with. They'll run defense as hard as possible. Doesn't matter what they did. Just to have this extra promotion because they think it can make them money. And it shows who they are as a company. And it shows that like from the top down, bad things are going on here. And still going on here. Because they haven't resolved it. Like this kind of crap? What the fuck is this? What the hell is this? This is a joke. Absolute joke. Because it's another lie about refunds. Why are you lying about refunds? People are still getting refunds. You didn't refund at all eligible orders. Not the first statement, not during the statement, when you sent it out to a ton of people. Fix it. Blanket refund this shit. God damn. All right, we have support here. And again, there's people that have charged back. And that's kind of, if you can, that's kind of what you have to do. If Whatnot does not look after you, does not fix the problem, you charge back. If you get banned from the platform, then you say, thank God I can't go back there and get ripped off again. Because if they don't do the right thing, it's kind of what they're asking for. That's what I would do in that situation. If they're not going to refund me for the purchases I made from somebody that was that was scamming, like to the point that he couldn't even scam himself by himself enough that he had employees to scam for him. Like, it was like a whole scam organization. And then they got free passes from Craig, allegedly. All right, what do we got here? We got Tim, who's got the email here from Whatnot. Says, hey, Tim, thank you for your patience here. I went ahead and processed the remaining refunds for you on the 7/14 live stream. In addition to this, we refunded your orders related to PSA cards, and we shipped out those cards to you. You will be receiving 2 packages containing the cards in our previous emails. Those 2 packages are shipped with the following tracking numbers. Sweet. So at this point, Tim is all refunded for what looks like something like $33,000, if I'm not mistaken. That's a lot of money. That's insane. And the fact that it was even slightly a hassle for him or anyone else shows what's going on here. Now, Craig. Why the hell is Craig still on Whatnot? Why is he still the GM of TCG at Whatnot? Did he put the little space there on purpose? So interesting enough, I guess we're going to give Craig, even though they're best bros, BFFs forever and ever, with the owner, with Blake's Breaks. And according to several people that I've talked to, was part owner or has financial interest in the fact that Blake's Breaks makes money. So whether or not how much he got paid for it, how much of it he owns, that's kind of up in the air, because from what I've seen, anyone that I've talked to that had any sort of deal with Blake, he would always do it in sort of a verbal negotiation contract of sorts, and then he would kind of pull that back. So he was telling people they could have part of the company, but whether or not they got part of the company, whether or not that was shown, whether or not that was on paper, again, if you got somebody that's doing this crooked stuff, there's a good chance that their business filings and everything else are not exactly what they claim to be. So Craig, I guess, gets a free pass here, even though he probably profited off the fact that Blake was making money, ripping people off on the platform, and that he was giving a free pass to them. Again, this is according to everything I've heard on the subject at any point. Craig, if you'd like to have a chat and you'd like to explain how this had nothing to do with you, how Blake is the most terrible person in the world because he almost cost you your job, and you probably should have, I mean, maybe we're not seeing something, but you would think that Whatnot at this point would say, hey, guys, you can trust us. Here's exactly what happened. Here's how Craig wasn't involved. Everything I see, he was very involved. And just because he deletes the pictures of him with Blake off his Instagram doesn't get, that's not like a oopsie doopsie. I guess Blake was bad. You will see that on Blake's Instagram, Blake still has pictures of Craig, so maybe it's only friends off on the Craig end of things. Blake had to go, right? They had to get rid of Blake because Blake looks bad when he's, the one that's directly doing it to people, when he's doing the Maggie act and asking people to go in and pull in every single energy and getting thousands and thousands of dollars for what is very mappable energies. Again, he hasn't untagged. You would think that if they're friends off for life, that he would have deleted these posts in retaliation, but apparently not. Maybe they're only friends outside of the scenes, outside of the limelight, the spotlight, something like that. All right, what we got next? We have Craig's Whatnot, very unbanned. Again, someone that was very hands-on, very, very much related, very much involved with Blake's Breaks, running defense. Again, we got to run defense. Apparently, trust and safety does nothing when you have if you have a Craig pass. You just need a Craig pass. So again, official streams, part of official streams, streaming, very, very checkmarky, very much still involved, very much still part of Whatnot. Even though everything that we've seen from the outside looking in, and some from the inside, again, there's a lot of people that don't want to have their name associated with it because they don't want to be banned off the platform, or they don't want any illegal action because Blake used to threaten that. That's a pretty cute little thing. Now, a little bit confused why Courtney stopped talking to me, and I just assumed that maybe it was something to do with the fact that maybe they didn't like that I was hard on Whatnot. They didn't like the fact that I also thought Craig was involved enough that he shouldn't be on the platform, and a manager, director, or general manager of any kind on something where he was directly related to BFF and running defense for someone who ripped off tons and tons of people. You would think that anyone that's invested in this company, or anyone that's on the higher up end of this company, and that maybe Craig holds something over someone else, other people, and they got to keep him around for that reason. I don't know. I'm not sure here. Is it like oh, Blake, you got to go do something else? Maybe go on TikTok and have your Blakers sell off your inventory there? But we have a senior manager, trust and safety team lead. Was that Courtney's position? That opened up the last week of August. So did Courtney get canned for some reason? And then we also have manager customer experience team lead, which opened up. This was early September, first week of September, I believe. Now, if we take a look at Blake's Breaks LLC, and again, I think this is going to tell us very little other than the fact that we have Blake Martinez, who is the manager and the only person listed here on the ACC entity information, but that doesn't mean that there isn't some kind of verbal contract, some kind of something that indicates that, okay, Robbie owns this much, or Robbie gets this much of a percentage of whatever sells, that kind of thing. We'd have to look into exactly what's going on in terms of like their contracts or any payments that were made to them, whether it was, under the table, over the table, between the legs, you know how it works, that kind of thing. Now, Robbie, you remember Robbie, who said that he is not 1/3 owner. Okay, Robbie, but it would be nice to know exactly how much you're making, what you're making. If you're not 1/3, are you less than 1/3, more than 1/3 owner? What percentage ownership do you have, and or what kind of deal do you have? He's going to avoid that. He's going to tell us that it's not 1/3, which is what I've heard from many people. Maybe not many people, several people, that he was 1/3. That our boy Craig was 1/3. Maybe it's slightly less than 1/3, so that we can still have decisions made by Blake or something like that. Or maybe this is just all made up crap, and it's just like a verbal agreement that they own part of it, or they get a certain percentage of what sales are. I don't know what their negotiation is. And again, even if there was an actual negotiation, there's a good chance that Blake just kind of moves it around whenever he feels like it. Maybe he doesn't do that to Robbie and Craig because they're BFFs. Remember the trifecta of wiener touching. Now, Robbie, also not banned. Weird. So somebody that was very, very involved. I guess Pete Locke is probably not banned either. I didn't open that up, but I would assume that our boy Pete Locke, again, Robbie, very free to be on here. The only problem is that Robbie doesn't want to do the actual selling himself of Blake's product. He had the other Blaker boys, the banned Blaker boys, selling that product. Yes, it was the same product. We confirmed it. I did ask Robbie in that same conversation if it was Blake's product. He didn't answer, but it was. I knew what the answer was already before asking him. So what do we got? We got Pete Locke. Okay, so Pete Locke also not banned. Wow, that's a lot of Blake clips by Pete Locke, who was the assistant to Blake. We have Luskilla, who was doing the very same energy scam. Very same match the energy game as all the others, not banned. I don't get it. What's going on here? Whatnot? We'd love an answer to this. Why are these three not banned from the platform? Especially if you're going to ban the others from the platform for doing the energy scams. Why not Luskilla? I don't quite get it. It doesn't make sense to me. But again, that's something that Whatnot could make a statement on, or they could just follow their own. I mean, their statement does say that they removed the sellers that were doing it, but they didn't. Not all of them, at least. Right, time for some extra little intel from a little bird that sent this along to me. We have some interesting stuff here with Craig, with Blake, and with Logan. Yeah, I know, and it seems like everything that Logan touches turns to absolute scam, but maybe this is no different. We got to take a look at the clues. If you guys see anything, feel free to reach out to me, preferably on Discord. That's where I check the most. I am very behind on DMs, so if there is something very urgent, send it my way that way. So let's start off here. We have some messages here, some info, a little info sheet that says Craig has some extensive background in business software development. In college, he worked as part of a group that created a large-scale business management suite to track ticket sales and holding for major events. In August of 2018, he became involved with a company called Caffeine. This is a company that streamed events online, and Craig cut his teeth as a sports partnership manager and quickly worked his way up to business development manager, working directly with Drake from the URL Ultimate Rap League. You can't make this shit up. This came to an end in spring of 2021, which is key for us to note. This is when he found his position at Whatnot as a senior partnership manager, where he worked until July 2022, at which time he took the position of general manager of TCGs on Whatnot. The majority of this information comes directly from open source public directories found online, with LinkedIn, Stanford University alumni page. Yes, the same Stanford University that both Blake and Craig went to together, and Courtney happened to go to, even though she claims that she did not know them when she was there. They went to the same school, but oopsie doopsie, they never met, coincidentally. Multiple Twitter, X posts and such. All that being said, the reason the timing seems important to me here is because if you look through their socials history, there's a distinct moment in time when Blake and Craig become very focused on TCGs, and specifically Pokemon, although he did his earliest stuff involving ape NFTs, oh god, and stuff with Logan Paul. This is like early 2022. Interesting to note, Blake was involved with Logan earlier than that, back to late 2021. It seems by looking through his timeline, Blake began an immediate interest in crypto, NFTs, and more specifically Pokemon very soon after his career-ending injury in 2021. His very first post involving content other than NFL and also involving Pokemon on his X account was about Logan Paul and Pokemon box breaking. Is this what stemmed it all? Man, this is like the ultimate crossover here, guys. If we take a look at this post, we have Blake Martinez, who asks Whatnot, and so does Logan in the subtweet. Very cute. This was made in December 2021, while Craig was acting as senior partnership manager. Here's Blake posting just a few days later with a subtweet that appears to show an image containing Craig during a Pokemon-related Whatnot event. And here is what appears to be another image from the same stream that would confirm that Craig is indeed the individual posted by Craig himself, although it doesn't specifically imply Pokemon. We know it from the other post. Ooh, that is something. All right, we can't involve Logan. We can't get into that stuff without Craig's monkey pick. Again, very classic monkey pick, the monkey era. And we have some post a month later after those interactions with Logan and Blake, where we have Craig's interest in NFTs. You gotta love a good NFT, right? If you got a monkey profile pic, you gotta be in on that stuff. And I feel like the higher up you are in any of this stuff involving NFTs or anything else, the more likely you are you want a little NFT juice? You want a little juicer pay? So to me, this looks like a big old shill master to the extreme. But according to him, it's just an expression of his love for his bride and getting her an NFT. Let's read this one out, though, because I think that's a little bit important. We have Valentine's came early for Liz. Been getting more involved in the hashtag NFT space and wanted to give her something special. So sound this fierce at crypto chicks with 2 underscores that echoes her passion and elegance. Nothing beats Liz's smile or vegan cookies. I can name a few things that beat vegan cookies, but regardless, I don't know. This looks like a pump. This looks like a pump to me. Maybe it's a brag. Maybe you just want to show it off. But to me, it looks like a pump. It looks like maybe you got it. Did you pay for it? Did you pay for it, Craig? All right, one last little bit here that I got for you guys. Today, we have, during the early months of 2022, it's obvious that Logan Paul, Blake Martinez, and Craig Jones were in the mix of something. All 3 names are seen together repeatedly and involving Whatnot, card breaks, and crypto. That is some sketchy stuff. We've seen some more CoffeeZilla stuff recently on Logan, where it's a lot of wheeling and dealing. It's a lot of pumping and dumping. It's the same thing time and time again. They ask for some of the coin. They pump the coin. They dump the coin. They get a payday, and then they gone. You never hear about it again. They blame it on bad actors. It's the same crap over and over again. We have here in the last 24 hours, I went from playing with Mikey in San Francisco to giving away a Legend Collection booster box with Logan Paul. Oh my goodness. Very, very cool. Very cool. And again, not everyone that ever sucked Logan's dick is necessarily part of crypto scams or anything like that. But when you're higher out, when you have something to trade here, when you have something to offer, when you have someone that seemingly would not, Logan's not going to just do this for free out of the kindness of his heart. He's not going to be like, oh, I love giving stuff away on whatnot. He got something, you probably got something, someone got something here. There was an exchange, and again, you're not going to see what that was unless it's leaked or something like that. But I would assume that something's going on here. Another picture right here. At this time, July 2022, Blake Martinez officially forms Blake's Breaks. Within months, Craig is happy to announce the success and even calls Blake his brother, as they both played inside a linebacker together in Stanford, and here again, they're back in the same rooms together. Blake even stood as a groomsman, possibly best man at Craig's wedding to Elizabeth. So here we have it. Here's how close these guys were. The kind of closeness that you would be to cover for your boy. Cover for your boy. It seems like there was a lot of covering for your boy. So the Big Blake 50 Twitter account is still up, and so is Craig's, although I think Blake deleted some of his other Twitter accounts. I think he may have had so many he missed them. I don't know. So it's hard to say how much they were covering or not covering, whether or not Blake cares, whether or not Craig is actually upset at Blake, or whether Craig is just trying to save his own ass at this point, and whatnot is going to cover for him. Maybe he has something over whatnot, but I don't know. It seems like there's a whole lot of stuff here for anyone that's invested in whatnot in general. Whoever the investors are for whatnot, I think they should be concerned. Namely to do with like the amount of cover up that's going on here. And I've got to put some huge doubt into the larger transactions that are going on in terms of where these boxes coming from, who's getting paid out for these big boxes, how are these influencers getting paid to be on there, what's going on here, who's getting paid, and how are they getting paid. And I don't know if that's stuff that is actually disclosed to anyone that's invested in the company, or if that's kind of just a whole secret, guys, don't say anything about it. And then how much of that does Craig know, and how much of that is like, oh, we can't get rid of Craig, because if we get rid of Craig, he's going to blow the whole thing up. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm seeing. Thank you guys for tuning in to another Blake's Breaks episode. Again, when we have more information, it's going to be slow rolled. Whatnot is doing their best to hope that people just forget about this stuff. Thank you very much for everyone that shares this information, that keeps on this, that keeps on Whatnot, and hopefully everyone gets refunded. If you haven't been refunded or you're rejected, keep pushing for it. And if it comes to chargebacks, that's what I would do. I'm not advising anyone to do that, but if you don't have any other choice, and if Whatnot is going to treat you like that, and if they're not going to make it right when someone blatantly scams you, allegedly, then why are you using the platform? Why are you there? All right, we're going to record this just in case for the gag we end up pulling something crazy. Gonna open this on the bottom, knee style. Oh my god, that was a clean one. Blake style, Blaker style. All right. We did get a peek. We got a Pikachu. All right, that was what was originally in the pack, guys. Have a good one.